On again with another Bitter Truth Sunday podcast. What's good, all my peoples? We're gonna get into some things here. Now, we talk about this wicked weather that they have right now worldwide. Basically, we're talking about America with all these supposedly ice storm, all these supposedly Arctic blasts, as they call it. You're getting nothing but ice, but we're gonna discuss it a little bit. Remember, we talk about the Greenlands of the world and the supposedly the Arctic oceans, where they tell you that, these areas is really cold and the cold is coming from there to hit everybody else around the world. We're going to show you basically that's bullshit. We talk about it that it's an operation with these special weaponry that they got and nobody really know about it. The public don't really know about these weapons that they're actually using to cause these weather. Remember, it's hell and they control the temperature and everything. They control how you're feeling right here. So I make it my point, I'm a duty to make the people understand that, listen, they control the weather that you get right here. So it's a reason why you have to have these units in your house, AC and supposed to be heating unit, because the temperature not gonna go in your favor. It's gonna be uncomfortable. So they fix it up where you have to purchase these things to stay comfortable in hell. It's an operation, a hell operation, and you can't deny it. We're going to get into it and I'm going to show you some things. Now, like I say, we talk about where they supposed to be running the coal operation from with machinery. It's not natural. Over there in Greenland, that's why they have so much controversy about the Greenland. All operators there running this coal operation on you. And also the fact that they decorate the skies whenever you're going to get these bad weather and disasters. Remember, they decorate the skies for disaster. Remember that I tell you, we're going to get into it and I'm going to show you some things with these people discussing it. Yes, very important discussion right here. Make it run. Pay attention here.
Well, right now, about 1 million Americans are still without power, if you can believe that, after that brutal winter storm brought massive snow and ice to
Yes, and that's the first thing gonna happen. Whenever disaster struck, the first thing they're gonna do is take away the electric. Remember, electric run everything. You remember that, people? You understand that? Electric runs everything. That means if you have no electric, the world stops, period. Listen.
The United States, was the government or NGOs involved in some sort of a massive cloud seeding chemical geoengineering operation prior to this weekend's storm?
Okay, so they're talking about the fact that these people can make the storm. So what they're trying to say is, is the government really have something to do with? Yes, the answer already been out there. Yes, they do. Now, for us to supposedly dissect it and try to figure out how these people make it happen, we already know that they did it. We already know it's an operation. That's why they call it a system. Our system was created by the peoples who own you here. So yes, we're going to look into also the chemtrails causing all of these bad weather for the masses and disasters. So listen here, pay attention.
Well, look at eyewitness reports all over the country. It doesn't take much to actually find them. Reporting the same thing, all reporting the same thing. In the morning,
listen, people,
the skies had a few of these lines in the sky.
All right, hold on, people. Now, I was one of the first person to explain this right here. Now, like I mentioned, a lot of people have a lot of different theories as far as what is those in the sky. And if you're on my Patreon, you understand, because I post some video that I took myself, that I made before these major storms comes. A lot of people don't understand. Yes, I pay attention. And what did I tell you? Every chemtrail that you see them put in the skies is actually cloud. Cloud is for weather manipulation. Do you understand what I'm saying or not? So I watch it myself and I keep telling you for years that it actually becomes cloud and spread out. And what happens to cloud? Cloud decide your weather. You don't understand. The cloud even decide what temperature you're gonna feel. You ever see the sky blanketed? That's when you're gonna get kind of like a humidity kind of feel. Whether it's cool or hot, you're still gonna feel some kind of humidity. You understand what I'm saying here? So you have to get it. The skies, the clouds and everything control the temperature and the weather that you get. If you notice, the tornadoes start from the cloud, stretch all the way to the ground. Do you know that or not? Okay, pay attention. What they do to the skies is decide your damn weather. Listen.
Clear, but then a few started to appear. Then by 10 a.m., more and more
You see that?
started to.
And that's it right there, people. Believe it or not. Those lines that they put in the skies becomes this right there that you see, the clouds. A lot of people don't know. Sometimes they have a layer of clouds there and they spray in the chemtrail. You see when the clouds start moving around, the cloud that was already there, you see the chemtrail line behind it also spreading out to becomes cloud. So what kind of dummy can see that that's an operation? The peoples need to wake up, see things for what they are. Here in hell, nothing natural in hell. Hell is unnatural, and hell is where you live. You check it or you're not checking? You dumb? Check it and see what's natural here. There's nothing natural. So why the hell you're gonna call the disaster natural? The thing that gonna destroy you with these wicked people behind the wall, why would you call that a natural disaster? Pay attention.
Here, all across the skies. Then by 1 p.m., more and more.
Look
at
people,
that.
and that's what I was trying to tell you. I'm not playing, people. These are videos that I took myself. That's why this video is so interesting to me, to show it to you with somebody else talking behind it, to show you I'm not the only one who noticed this shit right there. You see how cloudy the sky is, and you still see the chemtrails behind there, people. So you have to understand, these peoples on the earth who call themselves scientists, they know some things that you don't. They know what to mix with the element to cause disaster. That's what scientists do. They know how to twist up the world to give you destruction and disaster. And that's the real meaning of science. Listen and pay attention.
More and more start appearing above the skies. And then 3 p.m.
This is 100% truth, people. 100% truth. And it's so refreshing to see somebody point out the same exact thing. It's so refreshing, people, because all these control opposition that on the internet and these places, these platforms, they don't want you to find out the truth. So like I say, it's refreshing when somebody can come and point out these things. This is 100% truth. I co-sign this right here.
More of these
Look,
lines
people.
in the skies. And then, of course, we saw what happened.
That's no CGI,
massive,
that's real.
Really devastating storm. We still don't know the effects or the how much of this, the fallout. We have the power outages. What will be the total death count? What is the operation here? Dane Wigington.
What is the operation?
Is the leader over at geoengineeringwatch.org, and he has been looking at this storm and all of the pieces of this that have gone into making this storm happen over the past few days, and one of our favorite guests to have back here on the show. Dane, welcome back to the show. Great to see you.
Thanks, Clayton. Thanks, Natalie. And first, to answer the question, is this storm engineered? Yes, absolutely, 100% top to bottom.
You hear what the man just say, people? I agree with him 100%. These storms was created by the people on you in hell, people. You don't have to go far to see it. You don't have to look too deep to see that they control every happenings in here. Nothing is natural. Not even the food that you eat. Wow, listen.
Get to that, but if I can back up that formerly incredibly important conversation you just had with Colonel Davis and Natalie, I could not agree with you more on your assessment, your anger at the situation. And Iran, whatever we think of their culture or their government, they have not invaded another country for 250 years. And so again, the amount of deception going on is mind-numbing. And let me weave that into climate engineering. We know Iran has been the victim of climate engineering, weather warfare for at least 4 decades.
They're talking about Iran, people. With America, and they have the little tension going on. But listen, and then you have the Greenland tension as well. But listen to what he's saying.
They have completely cut off the flow of precipitation to Iran, so much so that the capital of Iran, with a population of 10 million, is they're now considering evacuating 10 million people to where, because they literally have no water.
You see what I told you, people? Now, how long I've been doing videos breaking down this same thing? That the areas that they don't want not even a drip of water to drop, it never gonna happen. Do you understand that? They control where the water falls. Remember, people, I breaks it down thousands of times to let you understand there's nothing natural about this earth. So listen me, people, you have ponds with water, right? Now, if the water gonna dry up by the supposed atmosphere, the heat basically evaporate the water. Now, what did they tell you actually happens to that water? It goes up in vapors, people. The warm temperature basically heat up that water and it take off to the sky in moisture. So that's why the water dry up by the heat and the sun. Do you understand me or not? So when it's supposed to be dried up, it didn't never dried up for say, but it goes up in the sky in moisture and becomes cloud. Now when it becomes cloud and the cloud there enough with enough moisture in it, can't hold it too much because this is floating clouds now carrying these water particles. So now when it gets too heavy, come falling back down in rain. Now why would you get drought in that area? You just suck up the water and it go to the sky. It's supposed to fall back. Why you don't see that happen? Because it's an operation. It's not natural nature taking its course. It's them doing it. So therefore, if they want this place to stay dry, it's gonna stay dry. There's not gonna be a lick of water, not even a drop fall from the sky, even though they have enough precipitation that rises to give you rain, but you don't get it. So listen, people, they're telling you that they're actually causing the drought right there in Iran. It's a 100% truth. They have some places on the earth that they'd let stay dry. No rain at all. Pay attention.
The NATO operations, and Iran is specifically named NATO and Israel as cutting off their precipitation for 40 years.
Listen.
That's weather warfare. I wonder
Okay,
why they
and
don't...
listen, people, it's the same thing they do to a country like Cuba. Don't no lie. Cuba can never basically stand up because they always have some disaster hitting them. No lie, people. Sometimes you don't even really hear about it, but yes, it do happen. Disaster is a part of their problem. A matter of fact, in the Caribbean, that's what they do to keep them at bay. As soon as they start flourishing and they look like they want to make something of themselves, bam! Another big hurricane come and wipe them out. You just seen that with the Hurricane Melissa hit the Caribbean. You just see it. That's how they do it. They keep some countries at bay using weather manipulation. 100%
like
bam.
us
Listen.
over there. And again, they've been on the floor of the UN on film, on the record, stating emphatically, the president of that country, that NATO's cutting off their precipitation.
Listen.
How is that not an ongoing act of
you hear
war
that, people?
for 40?
They're talking about cut off the precipitation, mean no rain wouldn't fall there. So they can make a country of drought, people, no water, the source of life, period. They control that shit. And I already told you about what they're doing right here in America. They decide where it rains. They decide where it got droughts. They decide where it's gonna freeze out and everything. Listen.
Years.
I didn't know that.
Right. Actually, can you talk more about that, Dane?
Listen.
Absolutely. On the floor of the UN, Ahmadinejad from Iran, going back a decade plus, emphatically stating that NATO and Israel were cutting off the flow of precipitation to Iran. And let's plug this in, going all the way back 64 years to President Lyndon Johnson in 1962. This is the beginning 30 seconds of every weekly geoengineeringwatch.org update on our site, all news. First 30 seconds is film footage, Lyndon Johnson stating on film,
Johnson,
on the record,
33.
that we had the power to control the world's cloud layer then, and he who controls the weather controls the world. Why? Because he who controls the weather...
Yes, he who control the weather control the world. And you can say that about money and every damn thing else that runs this world. You understand that or not? They're the one who owned us here, people. They own us. They're the one who control what we get right here. Disasters and all. all cooked up by the world government peoples.
Can control the flow of precipitation in any country, anywhere, how toxic that rain is, how much rain falls or doesn't. Thus, they can destabilize food supplies. Thus, they can destabilize populations. 40 years, the Iranian climate science meteorological community has stated that NATO is cutting off their precipitation. They're not guessing. They have incredibly sophisticated...
But what you have to understand, people, those people that you see assigned as leaders in Iran, they're the one who actually doing it. The same people that you hear ring the alarm and say, look, it's them over this side, or it's America, or these people is stopping us from getting rain, but it's them. That's the operation. Remember, every country have one. Every country have an operation. Mostly gonna involve disasters and destruction. Do you understand? So yes, that's Iran. There is the Middle East. That's what their destruction is. Droughts, dust storms, and all. Listen.
Other monitoring facilities, just like we have. There's no speculation here. They're cutting off precipitation.
What are the mechanics of that, Dean?
Yeah,
Just before we
question, how does that work?
Before we get to the U.S. piece of this and the storm, I want to continue on this line.
They're the one who make it rain. What do you mean? They're the one who make it rain. I already told you. Even though the precipitation rise from right there on the ground, yes, because it's wet. Water there, the water dried up, meaning that the cloud gonna be right there. They control where the cloud end up. So listen to me what I'm saying. You lose the water right here, it's supposed to fall back right here. Now they take it and they bring it somewhere and they flood somewhere else. You understand how hell work? Okay, yes. You didn't get an inch of rain. You stay in drought, the whole place dry. And then go over the next side. They got water full up their home. Water full up their house, destroy everything they got, crops and all. You have none, not even a drop. You can't water your lawn, you have water problem, can't get no water, and the next place flood. Tell me that you don't wake up on hell yet? Listen.
But what are the mechanics of us just cutting it off?
Listen.
I know what Lyndon Johnson said, of course, in Vietnam, and how we used
cloud seeding
to actually flood.
Yes.
Flood.
Just like how they use cloud seeding to flood it, basically they move the cloud that got the rain in it from areas, so you don't get no rain. When they mention the cloud seeding to make the rain, yes, they're gonna flood somewhere. So somewhere gonna be flood while the next place having a drought. Okay, listen.
Troops, but how do we cut it off?
Okay.
Climate intervention, aka weather warfare operations, are far more effective at eliminating and dispersing precipitation than augmenting it.
Wow.
They're doing the same. They've done the same thing to the U.S. West Coast, going back over a decade. My presentations, engineered drought catastrophe, target California. We can speculate.
Remember? Wow, these people is on the money, people. Remember, that's what I was telling you about the California wildfires. The fire gonna burn and do it. It gonna burn out the damn people before you see one drop of rain from the sky. And guess what is when the fire done? You listen to me, people, it's every year they do the same thing. When the fire done, burn out, all the people evacuate and everything. And the fire done. The fire gotta burn out by itself. And when the fire done, guess what? The rain comes to make a mudslide. Don't tell me it's not an operation, people. Everybody with brain can see it. Everybody who got brain and can think, understand that's what they do. It can't be a coincidence while no rain fall in the damn wildfire. And as soon as the wildfire done, now that the structures and everything is weak and supposedly unstable, now you're gonna get rainfall to bring you a mudslide. All by design. They call it perfect disasters in hell. Bam.
Agendas and objectives, and there are many, all of them nefarious. They're doing the same thing here, but the mechanisms by which they can completely cut off precipitation by the manipulation of atmospheric pressure zones,
Yes, of
high
course,
pressure
they move the
domes,
cloud, people.
which are exactly what ionosphere heater facilities like HARP create. HARP is a weapon of mass destruction. It's one
Yes, it is 100% in. These people is right. Yes, the ARP is the destruction that they use as weather destruction, people. It's weather destruction. They manipulate the regular normal flow of weather to give you disasters. Disasters shouldn't be. I already told you, if disasters was natural and real and we from here, we wouldn't make it to these times. We wouldn't. We'd be dead long time. Picture you have a supposedly 71 degree below zero. Which human being can stand that? Which human being supposedly can stand that without technology, without this earth supposedly covering you up, giving you some supposedly home to live in? This not the place that human being belong. That's why they have to care so much for you to stay alive. Do you understand that or not? Really, it's the destruction plan. They just fake you like they want to help you, bring you closer to death and destruction.
About 100 ionosphere heaters around the globe. These facilities, and this is not speculation either, this is science, study, confirmed fact. They, in the case of HARP, can transmit 3.6 million watts of power to the ionosphere, electrically charged ionosphere. That's a frequency transmission. That causes an electrical chain reaction, superheats that part of the atmosphere, expanding it up and down. The downward push forms a high-pressure dome. Nothing can enter that. No moisture can enter that. It spins around it in the northern hemisphere. That creates a clockwise spin. So what we have happening right now, I'll weave all this together. The high-pressure dome in the west is spinning all the moisture clockwise up and over the western U.S.
Why is it spinning? Why is it spinning? That's part of the operation also. Now, I put the question out there as far as the wind when we're breaking down these wicked disasters that the earth facing, because the wind have a lot to do with it. And somebody mentioned that it's high pressure and low pressure. So something is pushing one pressure to the next, and there you get wind. No. Just go back and say it to yourself and then listen to yourself, and then you tell me if it sounds good to you. Because when you type it in, you're not listening, you're not hearing it. You're not understanding what you're typing with your damn fingers. But put that in perspective in real life, and you tell me that it's real. That high pressure and low pressure moving, that's what causes wind. No, people, it's bullshit. High pressure is what? Heat. Low pressure is what? Cold. So what happened? Both of them come together and now it start blowing around? No, you never feel hot and cold here blowing at the same time. It's either hot or it's cold. So yes, that pressure shit that they're talking about got debunked again, and the bitter truth, that don't cause wind. The only thing cause wind is fan. Bam.
Chemically nucleating it the whole way, spins it back down into the eastern U.S. They combine that with the flow of moisture from the record warm Gulf of Mexico. Since when do winter storms come from the record warm Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah, well, they tell you that's where the hurricane come from, which is all bullshit for the dumb masses. And all of those areas in the water, as far as Gulf of Mexico and these waters, is where they run a lot of operations for the weather manipulation on the masses. So yes, people, I'm not the only one who figure these things out as far as how do they make the weather so harsh for you, how they make the weather a disaster. And there you go. These panel of people is 100% on the money. Yes, people, the chemtrails of the world, those are what they do to flood you out and fix your temperature for you. Do you understand? That's what they do. Move.
To the Outer Banks, where there is a winter storm warning in effect across the state. Those dangerously cold wind chills continue. And
you hear what they mention? Dangerously cold wind chill. That means it's blowing in the wind. And I already told you. I never miss, people. Now somebody come and say, Mag, you know, I agree with everything you say, but I can't agree with those wind turbines as I show you as fan. Somebody say, oh, that little fan, that fan can blow all the way over here. And you don't see the settings? You don't see how they set them up. That's why I tell you, only slow people will never understand the Mag, because I try hard to break down things in simple terms. It's only a fan, blow wind. I don't care what you say. And anything that blows have a fan attached to it. Anything that blows have a fan in it. Okay? So listen, the only thing that blow wind is fan. Nobody can fool me. What kind of apparatus blowing the wind? It is a fan. It is fans. Heavy duty fans. So yes, when I show you those supposedly wind turbine that they have mostly in these Denmarks of the world and these other places, it can chuck the coal all the way to America. Okay, so you're gonna come challenge me and come say, oh Mag, that little thing big as a 35-story building? A wind turbine is as big as a 35-floor building. Those are the wind turbine that I break down in the video, and I actually show you the motor. So yes, it is a fan, and when it comes to that shit spinning to capture electric, 100% bullshit. And it don't look like that in real life, because you make these big old giant propellers what it would have take hurricane force wind to spin, unless you have a motor on it and it's actually a fan. Do you see how they line them out? Yes, they line them out in that direction so it can push the coal to that direction. So yes, it's a giant AC unit. You have the thing that producing the coal, then you have the fan to push it so it get all the way down to America. Listen.
We're going to have a hard time shaking this through the evening, the overnight. Let's go out on the ground to Kill Devil Hills. Storm specialist Mike Seidel standing by. Mike, I just looked.
Look, people.
Yikes. Yeah, Dare County Airport, gusting to about
fakery.
40 miles.
We know it's fakery that they're showing right there to show you that he actually in the storm. Take a look at it, people. You will never even see one white on his clothing, even though it blowing around these white frost around. Listen and watch.
Maybe
Look,
a little
people.
more where you are on the beach. How
Fake
goes
shit.
it out there?
At the beach. Look at this.
Well, this is what we had expected, and we're kind of looking forward to as a meteorologist tonight.
What is blowing,
and the winds
people?
are going
What
to
is
increase
blowing?
quite a bit more as the storm bombs out. The pressure's going to go down, another 25 plus millibars.
Pressure gonna go down.
Just
Listen.
off the beach at Duck, they've gusted to 49 miles an hour. Diamond Shoals.
The wind gusts 49 miles per hour, people. Look at that shit. Now, please tell me what would have caused the wind to be blowing around, people? You're telling me that because we're in a trap environment. Remember, these people that telling you these news, they don't believe that we live in a trap environment. They believe we live in a ball. So I'm saying, people, how could you have high pressure and low pressure now to cause wind? I don't understand. Why would you say that? High pressure and low pressure. What is pressure? I guess they can tell you it causes wind if they call it pressure. What is pressure, people? If you have high and low, why is it pressure? Because it's bullshit. They want to sell you that it's cause wind, so they call it pressure. It's bullshit. 100% in.
Buoy, which is well off Cape Hatteras now. Waves approaching 15 feet, and they're going to go up as high as 20 plus feet later tonight and tomorrow as the winds crank up because the pressure is going to drop rapidly.
You hear that, people?
And the atmosphere.
The pressure dropping rapidly, and that's the reason why the wind's picking up. What a bullshit for the masses. All fan cause wind.
To fill in that big hole in the sky, literally. Look at the snow blowing horizontally. It's snow
people,
and
snow
also
blowing.
sand.
You see, snow and sand blowing, and you could never see it on his clothes. Do you believe that snow and sand blowing and he out there doing the news? He don't even have a glasses on. What would happen to his eyes with the sand blowing and the snow? By this, the snow supposed to cover him up, people. But this is how they do it. They're not out there. They're not going to go out there to bring you the news. Like I say, it's an operation right here.
What I want to talk about is the surf. It's hard to see right now because we've got as much light as we can get on the Atlantic Ocean, but the waves out there are running about 6 to 8 feet, and here's where the surf is right here. Now, this is high tide coming up in the next 15 minutes, officially here at 6:13, and this is higher than it was this morning.
So this is how they do it, people. What they do, they create these weather and then have a channel, a weather channel, weather channel to basically coach you to the whole thing. Some people so panic and scared, they never take the channel off. They never turn off the TV off these channels right here to guide them, protect them, tell them all what they need to do. Mostly they're sending you right to your damn destruction, no lie. Then they tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, but it's actually they're setting you up for the kill. No lie. Move.
Begin with that breaking news out of Central California, where a massive 59-car pileup outside Fresno shut down Highway 99 this morning for hours. It all started around 8
and it's Highway 99 coding right there. Take a look at that right there, people. Highway 99, and then they give you that 24 for your number 6, all coding. Pay attention to this.
3 miles north of the Kern and Tulare County line.
Here's a live look at the scene right now. Highway 99 reopened with just within the last hour. Traffic is now flowing once again. But California Highway Patrol had to close Highway 99 for hours while tow trucks removed damaged vehicles from the scene. Here's what it looked like this morning.
Now take a look, people. This is what it looked like. And you can see the serpent right there in the star that represent the ambulance right there. But pay attention to this right here, people. Now, you might see this and be like, what happened? How did 59 cars or vehicle just end up in this pileup? It's another disaster again. You hear me? Low visibility. Fog. So it's sort of like the clouds coming low enough to block your vision on the road right there. Because that's what fog basically look like. Like clouds. Like the cloud itself come down in a mist, so you can't see really too far away, and that's what causing all of these pileup. If it's not ice on the road, then it's fog. In this case, it's California, so it's not cold, but you get fog right there, so you can't escape the disaster. You can't escape the destruction that the world got to offer.
He says it was alerted to several multi-vehicle crashes on both sides of Highway 99.
Nobody
that was near
couldn't
Avenue
see.
24. Many of the vehicles tried to avoid the initial crash, only to get caught in a chain reaction collateral crash. There was heavy, dense fog at the time. CHP says the lack of visibility likely played a huge role in this.
So you see, people, they know exactly what plays a huge role. Yes, it's visibility. They couldn't see nothing. It's foggy, people, and they have the road where everybody using because, work and everything else, while the people have to be on the road at a certain time in the morning or at night. And that's when you get this dense fog right here where people can't really see where they're driving these big motor vehicles. Some of them have, distributing trucks and big trucks, 18-wheelers and everything you see pile up in it. I told you, there's known disasters that go in unchecked. Is them 100% in. They're finding other ways to kill off the masses without them understanding it's the government killing them. That's why they do these things they call disasters. You can't blame nobody.
Investigating officers who arrived on scene initially reported visibility was very limited due to the dense fog. They estimated anywhere between 100 to 200 feet of visibility.
CHP says 10 people had to be taken to the hospital. 9 of those injuries, they say, were minor, but we're told one person was left with a gash on their forehead.
Yeah, but if you see something this big, this pile up this big, of course you're going to have a lot of people hurt and banged up real bad. Like I say, this is disasters. This is how the world run. The world can't run. This hellhole can't run without disasters. Move.
People are still trying to dig their cars out of the snow, but the owner of this car isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You've likely heard about this. She found her car encased in a thick layer, a large ice cube around her car. Action News reporter Katie Castro live for us now at the scene in Fishtown with the latest from there. Katie.
Got the big old 666 on it right there, people. Look at it. You have 6 on the hat, 6 on the mic, 6 in the corner. Right there. That's how they do it. It's 666 coding. Pay attention.
And Shari, take a look behind me here. You can see that 2016 Honda Civic looks like a life-sized ice sculpture. The car is still encased in ice, and all day, neighbors and curious onlookers have been pulling out their phones, stopping to stare and turning this frozen parking spot.
So we want to understand. If the car can get frozen like that by this temperature, what would it do to the human beings? Remember, they tell you that you're born without clothing. You didn't born supposedly to own anything to cover up. You didn't born in anything to cover up. And look, people, that's what the human body supposed to be going through on a natural. It's a natural thing that gonna happen. The ice, look at this car right here, people. Look what the ice did to the car. And the human being supposed to be able to live in that kind of temperature. I already told you, some things that we fall for are basically accept as life. It's dangerous shit, people. Can you imagine that we're sitting here in hell accepting all of these things that made up for our destruction? Look at the thing like our icy weather, people, that come to supposedly in the winter time. It's uncomfortable, people. You have to buy up all these gears. You have to do all these things in some place. You have to wrap up your pipes. You have to do all of these things. And with all of that, you're not sure. You might just lose electric. Without electric or supposedly, gas heaters and these things, you can't survive. So why did you think that this is natural for us to live like this, dipping and dodging from these things, these natural disasters, they call it? Stop it. There's nothing natural about it. It's just them destroying us in this hellhole.
A full-blown photo op.
There you go.
I had to stop and see this car.
I feel bad for that person. Do they know that their car is there?
That person is Tiana Graham, now the unexpected owner of Philly's Icy Viral Moment.
Wow, it's Icy Viral Moment. They find the person who owned the car. What a bullshit for the dumb people. Listen.
Her car was parked near a water main break Wednesday on the 1000 block of North Front Street in Fishtown, stuck behind caution tape as crews worked nearby. But when she stepped outside the next day,
It was definitely a shock.
Shock and ice, layers of it, sealing her car shut and freezing it in time.
9515.
Not sure what to do next, Tiana turned to social media, sharing her...
Not sure what to do next. He turned to social media. What a joke for the masses. Like I say, people, look at these weather that America going through right now. This frozen kind of weather. And guess what? It comes in supposedly rows, in sections. You see one Arctic blast, then they wait a few more days and you see another Arctic blast. That's how they're doing it, people. So you're having rows and lines of Arctic blasts hitting America. And where is it coming from? The same area, Greenland area, where America is fighting to own. So with that being said, people, what gonna happen to the Americans when America supposedly show ownership of the Greenland, the place where they run the coal operation to freeze out everybody? America want to own it. What gonna happen to America winter now? That's something you need to look into. What, you're gonna start having colder winters when America is more aligned with Greenland and the operation that they have going on there to freeze out the world? Remember this, people. Keep this in consideration. They can just freeze out a country, period. You didn't know that? The world government that owns you here, that caused all disasters, they can freeze out a Pacific country, freeze it out, kill everybody in there. Do you understand that? Because I already told you, all they have to do is freeze you out and turn off the lights. There's no way you're gonna survive. Another mag, bam, I'm gone.